recommend anybody drink and drive, man. We're gonna save this when we get to the venue. I just wanted to show you guys what we're doing tonight. Oh, my goodness, man! Oh, my goodness, man. My phone is blowing up. Absolutely blowing up, man. I can't answer all the texts. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody's excited. Everybody's ready to party. The devil. Vince. Gone. And it's not a temporary thing, ladies and gentlemen. This is for real. This is the nail in the coffin. This is forever. Absolutely finished. Vince McMahon resigns from TKO. He has absolutely nothing to do with WWE from this point on. And tonight, before the Royal Rumble tomorrow, where we will break records on this show, I'm going to the venue. We got 3,000 in here. I haven't even taken a sip yet. And when I get there, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking. Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday night SmackDown post show for January 26th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday evenings, wherever you may be, man. Let's set the mood. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, is the greatest night in the history of world wrestling entertainment. For years, we have asked for this very moment to happen. For years, we had to sit through terrible television as a sexual deviant, Satan himself, Vince McMahon, put little to zero effort into anything we saw on national television. As he was more preoccupied with his extracurricular activities at Titan Tower. Tonight, for the first time in many, many years, I can honestly say, as a fan of World Wrestling Entertainment, this is the greatest day as a professional wrestling fan we have ever experienced in our lifetime. We did not think this day was coming. We thought he was going to die in the chair. We thought he was going to outlive us all. And in January 2024, the empire has fallen. Justice was served. God, good, prevailed over evil. Ladies and gentlemen, Vince McMahon has resigned from World Wrestling Entertainment, never to be let back in those doors ever again. Cheers. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. Unprepared speech, yes. This is why it's called Off the Script, man. I don't come in here with scripts. Come on here cold, man. This is why we are number one, man. Look at these guys, man. You guys are celebrating with me, man. I feel the energy. I feel the energy here tonight, man. I love it. I love it. Do you feel that? Latino 46 Heat with a $100 super chat. Yo, Jay, the biggest difference between Vince and Triple H is that Triple H actually cares about WWE and its future. Nobody deserves a worse retirement than you, Vince. Cheers. And then Phantom 67 as well with a 100 in Canadian super chat. Phantom has been killing it lately, man. Whether it's OTS or TNT, he's been rocking and rolling, man, with these bombs. Crown Royale on ice. Let's celebrate good times. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for being here with me tonight and celebrating what is the greatest day in WWE history. Vince McMahon resigned from TKO. I didn't think it was going to happen, honestly. I did not think it was going to happen this soon. I thought we'd get through the Royal Rumble. I thought we would be waiting for justice to prevail here. You guys know how I feel about Vince. I have documented this for years. Vince has been the bane of this podcast's existence. Mostly because of the terrible booking that we've had to sit through and endure for years and years and years and years. The Wall Street Journal ousted him in the first go-around, where it was simply just hush money, $14 million or so in hush money payments, using company funds to keep women quiet as he was having extramarital affairs in and around Stamford Titan Tower. He had to step away And he put out a tweet. You guys remember the fabled tweet? He put out that he is retiring at whatever age he was then. I don't know. How old is he now? 77, 78 years old. What was he? 76, 75 years old? Puts out a tweet on social media saying that he's retiring from World Wrestling Entertainment. And we all knew it was nothing but garbage as he sent that tweet to everybody worldwide. As soon as he hit the send button, everybody knew it was bullshit. He was already on the phone with his lawyers. He was already blaming people because he himself felt that he was pressured into doing something that he really shouldn't have done, and that was retire. He said if he stayed on board, everything would be swept under the rug. Typical Vince McMahon method is throw money at it, and then he hopes it goes away. No matter how much money Vince McMahon is set to take in from his resignation, because I believe he still had 13% of the shares in the entire company, money's not going to fix his problems now. Money's not going to fix his problem. I don't think jail will fix him at this point. I say let the devil have him and just goodbye altogether, forever. Soon as he sent that tweet, we all knew it was bullshit. He was already on the phone with people blaming everybody else for his problems. He was forced to send that out. He was forced to do and say things that he didn't really believe in. And we go through a nice phase. You guys remember. We went through a nice phase, man, where things actually felt different. Monday Night Raw after that felt different. SmackDown after that felt different. SummerSlam felt different. We go through SummerSlam. We went through Extreme Rules that year with the return of Bray Wyatt. Everything just felt right. It's like, oh shit, this is the WWE. This is just a taste, a piece of the pie. With Triple H in charge. Imagine if Triple H is completely in charge. Things were different. We got War Games. You guys remember that, right? The first ever War Games match with the Bloodline. And everybody that was doing battle against the Bloodline at that time. Right? The Brawling Brutes. It's great. After that Survivor Series, the product took a nosedive. Vince McMahon was weaseling his way back into power. He sent out public statements about strategic alternatives and all this other corporate garbage that you usually hear. Seeking strategic alternatives. New TV deal, selling the company. None of these things are going to happen without him present in the company. We all knew what he was trying to do. Every single person knew what he was trying to do. He tried to weasel himself back into power. At that point, the WWE Board of Directors unanimously voted him no. You returning to the company because you want to seek strategic alternatives for TV rights and selling the company and this and this and this and all this other bullshit. You coming back here is going to be a hindrance on the productivity of WWE. He actually said WWE was stagnant. Remember that? He said WWE was not growing. Really? It's crazy. I don't forget things when it comes to this type of thing, man. I don't. You know what Monday Night Raw's ratings were when Vince retired? They hit 2. They were above a 2 rating for the first time in years. They haven't seen that now in the light of Monday Night Football, but the product is somehow hotter now than it was then. Things were up, ratings were up, attendance was up. Every time they were on Peacock with a PLE, the most viewed PLE in Extreme Rules history, the most Extreme Rules viewed show ever. SummerSlam, the most watched SummerSlam of all time. The most watched Survivor Series of all time. And WWE shattered all of their previous year's records this year, or in 2023 rather. Attendance was up. Merchandise was up. This was up. That was up. Interest was up. Locker room morale, the most important thing, was up. No, but he wants to come back. To do what? Fuck it all up? It was never about a sale of the company. Vince felt with him there, things were going to run better. That was never the case. Well, like I said for years, Vince doesn't want, never wanted anybody else to run the company, especially his family. Never wanted anybody to run the company because he knows, we know, everybody knows that Triple H was going to run WWE. Nick Khan was going to run WWE. His family, if Stephanie was there, was going to run WWE better than he did. He would never be able to live with that fact, ever. This man was voted unanimously to stay away. So what does he start doing? We see board members dropping like flies. He's firing this one, firing that one. He replaces board members with yes men and women. Remember Michelle Wilson and George Barrios? Yeah, they were fired by Vince McMahon. Where do you think they ended up? They ended up on the board of directors. Why is that? Because those unanimous votes of no, he got rid of those guys. And he put people in there that were going to say yes. Where are they now? Never heard a fucking peep about Michelle Wilson and George Barrios ever again. But what I want to know, and this is something that I question all the time, how was this man voted out unanimously? No, stay away. And then everybody voted unanimously yes for him to come back and regain his seat at the board. It was very weird. Now, how did that work out? Then you got to hear Nick Khan and you got to see Triple H, and I feel bad for them. They didn't give a fuck about Vince. As far as I'm concerned, Nick Khan may have been one of the people leaking this shit to the Wall Street Journal, him or Stephanie. They said things in regards to Vince McMahon. Oh, Vince McMahon's the greatest of all time. We can't do this without Vince. His legendary status and leadership will transcend eras from this point on into the future, forever and ever, and whatever the fuck they wanted to spew. This bullshit. So many glowing sentiments about Vince McMahon. Meanwhile, they all voted him, no, Vince, stay away. You coming back, it's not going to be a good look for the company. Remember when he hired Stephanie McMahon to fill his seat while he was retired? Remember how she said she was going to clean things up? Stephanie was never in charge, ever. She lifted a pencil and she did everything for Vince McMahon. Everything that she did while she was there, she did for Vince because Vince was acting as if he was still in charge. She was nothing more than a figurehead or a puppet. Stephanie was never the CEO. They needed somebody present at those meetings. They needed a good public figure to wipe away the fucking shit that Vince McMahon had smeared all over the WWE window. That was Stephanie McMahon, because all you ever heard was, oh, we love Stephanie. The locker room adores Stephanie. Morale is up with Stephanie. There's no dirt on Stephanie. As soon as Vince manipulated the board to swing the vote back in his direction, where they unanimously voted him back in as a yes, Stephanie packed her bags and we never saw her again. We didn't hear from her. We didn't hear about her. She's gone. Will she ever return? I don't know. Maybe. Now that Vince is gone, maybe. But that woman knew everything. That woman turned around and left so fucking quickly, she vanished like Batman in the night. Never to be seen again. You don't think that woman knew what was coming? You don't think that woman knew everything and wanted to get the fuck out of there? I don't believe he's doing this. He's back in power. Let's do this all over again. When we all know he should be out. But what is she going to do? What is Nick Khan going to do? What is Triple H going to do? He had 80% of voting power in the entire company. He can do and say what he wants to whoever he wants, whenever he wants. Then we get TV. We go into the Royal Rumble. We go into WrestleMania season. Things were looking up. We got the Bloodline story playing out on TV. The greatest ending to a Rumble PLE ever with Sami Zayn turning on Roman Reigns. Remember that? Everybody was high. The hype was big. The interest in the product was up. Cody Rhodes is back in WWE. He's challenging Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the Universal Heavyweight Championship. WrestleMania went on. Night one is considered one of the greatest WWE shows ever. Some people label WrestleMania 38, or 39 rather, WrestleMania 39, one of the greatest WrestleMania shows that they've ever produced. A lot of that has to do with Triple H. A lot of that has to do with Paul Levesque. But it wasn't all Paul Levesque. It wasn't. Throughout TV and through certain instances, you saw Vince asserting his power. People called me a conspiracy theorist. People called me a hater. People called me a lunatic, a psychopath. You don't know what you're talking about. Triple H is in charge. No, you fucking idiot. Triple H was never in charge. Soon as Vince came back and assumed his seat at the board of directors, who the fuck do you think was booking that show? Vince. Vince was booking the show. All because they want you to think. And then they're feeding the dirt sheets. Oh, Vince McMahon's not there. He's not backstage. Then he shows up backstage. We see him with the headset on at WrestleMania. Oh, yeah, that's great. Thank you for confirming what we've already known months before that. We walk into Raw after WrestleMania. One of the worst WWE shows that I've ever sat through, ever. Oh, Vince is not back. Segment by segment, week by week, that's a Vince segment. That's something Triple H wouldn't do. What happened to this storyline? Why are these people not on TV? Why are there 2-minute matches on TV? The list went on and on and on and on and on. Oh, Vince is not there. I don't give a fuck if Vince is there, Vince is not there, Vince is in the grave, Vince is on fucking Jupiter. I don't care where he is. As long as he has internet service and a mobile device. Clearly, he has a mobile device. We saw the texts. He was booking the show. And then we go all through this year and we sell the company. It was never about a sale of the company. WWE sold to Endeavor. Vince McMahon facilitated the deal with Endeavor, with Ari Emanuel, a good close friend of Vince McMahon, who I'm also sure knew what was going on in the Vince McMahon circle. I'm sure they all knew. This is the same fucking guy that went on CNBC and told the world that this deal wouldn't have been facilitated without Vince McMahon, and it's something that I wanted to have happen. The deal wouldn't have been done without Vince McMahon. We wouldn't be sitting here right now. I wanted him to be here. Whether that was a facade, bullshit, or if that was the legit way Ari Emanuel was feeling, I don't fucking know. But this man knew exactly what he was getting in bed with. Do I feel sorry for Ari Emanuel and Endeavor and the rest of the board of directors? Fuck no. Why would I? This guy was on national television telling everybody, oh, I can't do this without Vince. Yes, you could. The fuck do you need Vince for? Vince apparently got more power as soon as the deal went through. He was larger than ever, looming over everybody. Everybody was like, oh, Vince is going to remain in power. He sold the company to Endeavor. He's going to try and manipulate his way back into doing what he used to do. Thank God that didn't happen. Thank God that didn't happen. Don't know what went wrong. Don't know what happened. But as soon as the company was sold, Endeavor put out a statement that they knew Vince McMahon was a fucking liability to the entire company. They knew what they were getting. I don't feel sorry for any single motherfucker over there. I don't. They didn't need Vince here. But the company was sold. And like I've always told you, it was never about to sell the company. Vince thought by selling to Endeavor and selling to Ari Emanuel that he'd have this close-knit relationship and that he'd get what he wanted. He thought this was his way of weaseling himself back into power, manipulating the system to get back into power, to remove everybody that tried to remove him. Didn't work that way. Funny enough, all of our worries and all of our concerns, they didn't end up that way. A couple of months into this thing, Vince McMahon was being pushed to the side. Vince McMahon's power dwindled. Ari Emanuel knighted Triple H. He appointed Triple H head of creative. Vince, stay away. Nick Khan was now assuming Vince's role and conducting duties and responsibilities and negotiating deals all over the place for WWE. Nick Khan may be the greatest corporate hire in the history of the company. So at least Vince is not completely useless. And then we get this story that broke yesterday that was absolutely vile, disgusting, and downright despicable. Evil. Evil. Not going to get into the details. You guys know it's old news already. This is the news. This is what we came for. This is what we wanted, and we got it tonight. I see a lot of people defending Vince McMahon. A lot of people defending Vince McMahon. Oh, the evidence doesn't add up, or this and that. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's guilty until proven innocent with you fucking creators. Let me tell you something, man. This man should have been fired 2 years ago when he used company money to shut women up because of sexual affairs outside his marriage. That alone is grounds for termination. This poor woman, Janelle Grant, was one of the women. He had her sign an NDA, paid her $1 million, and then ceased payments. I don't know if Vince is fucking stupid or he thinks he's greater than God. If Vince paid the woman the money that he promised her, there's a good chance that we're not sitting here right now. But he didn't do that. He opted to not pay her. And now he's no more. The things that he did as a boss, the things that he did to this woman, whether she enjoyed it, whether she welcomed it, however it came off to you guys, it's sick. Absolutely disgusting. This man is supposed to be a leader of the biggest pro wrestling company on the fucking planet. He's not in charge anymore. That's the thing. You know, Vince did this while in charge. You know, he'd have say in what he does, where he goes, how this goes, how that goes. Vince is not the boss anymore. Ari is the boss. He now has people to answer to for the first time in his life. The sale to Endeavor fucked Vince McMahon in the end. And whoever leaked this shit to the Wall Street Journal, whether it was someone that was closely tied to Vince McMahon, a family member, a board member previously, don't really care. Vince has gotten away with way too much for way too long. You can continue to act like God and feel invincible. But those kinks in the armor of Vince McMahon were starting to show, and this was the final blow. He's now laying on the battlefield, and he's dead. The king is dead. The crown is no longer his. And I think this is the greatest day in the history of the entire fucking company. It's the greatest day in TKO history, and TKO's not even a fucking year old yet. I don't give a shit what you think about what you read in the court documents. None of it should have happened. With a man like him in his position, who represents this company and everybody in between, that's the guy you want running the fucking ship. This man doesn't deserve the fucking ground he walks on at this point. Jail is fucking too good for Vince McMahon. I don't want to sit here and tell you that he deserves worse than that, but you guys catch my drift. The pro wrestling business is going to be better without Vince McMahon. And I don't feel sorry for him. I don't. Everybody is going to be better off without Vince McMahon here. I wouldn't be shocked if morale this weekend is fucking the highest it's ever been. Has anybody ever thought about all the other females that work there? That currently work there or have previously worked there? Imagine the people that currently work there, reading this shit, working for this guy. How do you think they feel? They got to be breathing a sigh of relief here. You know who I would love to hear from? The people that previously worked for WWE, a legend. People that worked with Vince McMahon back in the day when he was in charge. Man, the stories that would come out of those mouths. Those are the people I want to hear from. Vince's actions, the disgusting display that you read in the Wall Street Journal, you saw it all play out on television at one point or another. We all sat here and we praised the Attitude Era, the Kiss My Ass Club, and the things that Vince McMahon did and the antics that Vince McMahon put himself through and the things Vince McMahon said. It's going to look and sound and feel a lot different nowadays. Never in my entire life have I ever seen art imitate life more than Vince McMahon after what we saw him do on national television as part of chairman of the board for WWE and as Mr. McMahon. Never in my wildest dreams have I ever seen art imitate life more than what we read in the Wall Street Journal yesterday afternoon. It's going to feel and look a lot different from now on. Vince McMahon ruined his entire legacy. Vince McMahon tarnished everything that he's ever done because of what he looks like today. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you Vince McMahon is not an important figure. He's the most important figure in the history of professional wrestling. Without Vince, none of this exists. But the dark cloud that hung over WWE for all those years, with people remaining in silence and people being NDA'd, and you couldn't say this or you couldn't say that, you couldn't approach Vince, you couldn't talk to Vince, you couldn't say anything. Those days are gone. Those days are finished. The company will be remembered for what we do here today. With Vince being removed, from this day forward, and what we see and do from here is what's going to be remembered. All we ever wanted was a bigger, better, badder WWE, like we know it could be. That was never going to happen under the old administration. Now we're finally getting a taste of what real people who cared about the company are going to do for it and how they're going to guide it into the future. I've prayed for this day for many, many, many years. And it's finally here. And if you don't appreciate it, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. A lot of what you read yesterday, I'm not going to go over again. You want to hear some of it? My guy Drew and myself talked about it on TNT last night, an emergency episode 32. We tried to get through it the best we could and be as professional as possible. Go and check that out, or you can find the court documents and read it yourself if you want to. I've said some outlandish things on this show. If anybody knows me in person, verbiage like what we saw in the Wall Street Journal and in the court documents, I don't really use that verbiage in my everyday life away from YouTube. Very uncomfortable for me to read and even look at. I don't know what happens from this point on. I don't. I don't know what's to become of everything that was in that article. I don't know what's to become of some of the names that were listed as WWE corporate number one, corporate member number one, number two, WWE superstar, which was allegedly Brock Lesnar. I don't know what happens to those people. I don't know who those people are. How many people knew of all of these situations? How many people knew what was going on behind locked doors in Titan Tower? How many people knew what Vince McMahon was doing for 3 years with this woman? This started out as a fucked up relationship before it ended up with Janelle Grant turning into a WWE employee. It almost jumped off the page like Vince McMahon was a depraved old man who wanted nothing but to control a young woman and manipulate her, use her, abuse her, and do what he wanted with her. Whether she enjoyed it, wanted to do it, and wanted to engage, it's not the story. I feel terrible for her. Being manipulated by someone with wealth and power, I feel terrible. I feel terrible for all women that had to go through that. I feel terrible for everybody involved. John Laurinaitis' wife, who he left in Florida as he flew up to Connecticut to spend time with WWE and do a job and have responsibilities for the better of the company. Meanwhile, he was unzipping his pants getting a fucking blowjob in Titan Tower. Because Vince McMahon pawned this poor woman off and used her to please everybody in his circle. John Laurinaitis' wife, the mother of Brie and Nikki Bella, who had a stroke or something along those lines. I don't know the exact medical condition. How do you think she feels? How do you think Sable feels? Knowing that Brock Lesnar was engaged in these disgusting acts. Asking this woman to urinate for him on film and then calling her a bitch. Yeah, that's really professional. Really makes Brock Lesnar walking out when Vince retired that same day. You look at that a lot differently nowadays, don't you? Vince McMahon walked out, or he retired, and Brock Lesnar walked out of the fucking company only to be convinced to come back by the end of the show. Did WWE claim Brock Lesnar turned his back on WWE and its fans? No. They treated it as if it never happened. But why did he walk away? The relationship with Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon is a bizarre one that I don't really want to get into because I don't know the fucking details. How do you think Brock Lesnar's wife feels? How do you think the roster feels? All the men and women working there. The men who have loving wives and children at home, knowing that they're working for a sexual deviant who made this woman into a sex slave, defecating on her forehead while she laid there with the shit on her face as he goes to clean himself, to only come back and engage in more sexual activity with her, with his therapist. It's great. It's exactly who I want running my fucking company. How do you think the women in that locker room feel? Do you think the women in that locker room would feel safe with Vince McMahon still with TKO? They're probably throwing a fucking party as we speak. How do you think the fans feel? And again, there are some people that fucking praise the ground that this man walks on. I'll never forget when he came out and said that he's not going anywhere. You got people in the fucking crowd bowing down to him like he's some fucking walking god. Those people exist. Those people were in my comment section on TNT last night. Those people were in my mentions on social media. All over the place I saw them. Those are sick, fucking demented, deranged people. And if you support Vince McMahon in any which way, I'm going to have to ask you to get the fuck out of my sight. Everybody should be thrilled with this news. Thrilled. Everybody should be held accountable that was ever in contact with Vince during this situation. Everybody. From ring crew to tech people who he showed those naked pictures to Brock Lesnar, who from what I'm hearing, creative plans for the Royal Rumble regarding Brock Lesnar are being altered. I don't think we see Brock Lesnar anymore. I think he's done. Everybody at Titan Tower that knew what was going on. I see some people telling me that Triple H should be fired. Nick Khan should be fired. Nick Khan and Triple H are two of the people at the top of the list that wanted to push Vince McMahon out. What do you want Triple H to do in this case? What do you want him to do? Did he know of Janelle Grant? I'm sure he knew of Janelle Grant. But what the fuck do you want him to do? Do you want Triple H to fire his boss? It doesn't work that way. Vince manipulated his way back into power. Triple H was useless. Triple H had no power. The only power Triple H had was pushing the button on the fucking Keurig machine, turning it on, and pouring Vince and Janelle a cup of coffee. That's the only power he had. He was useless. Triple H was a fucking puppet. Did he know of Janelle Grant? Sure. He looked at Janelle Grant and Vince McMahon. Hey, my father-in-law's got a new girlfriend. Great. Hey, Pop, I'm going to clock out at 4 o'clock. I'm going home to my wife and my kids. I'll see you later. And then Titan Tower turns into the fucking Triple X rated R fucking nightclub that it was. What do you want him to do? Unless Janelle Grant went to Triple H and said, hey, Paul, I was raped yesterday in the fucking broom closet. Can I talk to you about it? Yeah, don't worry about it, Janelle. We'll clean it up later. Get back to work, honey. Come on. What the fuck you want him to do? Everybody involved with this fucking circle jerk of disgusting, vile behavior needs to be held accountable. Every one of them. Who knew? Who knew? Who really knew? What people aren't talking about is Kevin Dunn's departure. Kevin Dunn seemingly got up and walked away, man, right? Kevin Dunn got up and walked away, and he cited, well, I don't want to work for anybody but Vince McMahon. Really? Really? Kevin Dunn sounds very fishy there, brother. Didn't Brock Lesnar walk out of the fucking company for the same fucking reason with the same explanation? That he won't work for anybody but Vince, and he won't answer to anybody but Vince. Kind of sus that Kevin Dunn walked away when he did, huh? Yeah, I see right through those two fucking teeth, you goddamn fucking beaver. What did he know? Was Kevin Dunn WWE corporate employee number one? I don't know. What about The Rock? What about The Rock? I said this on social media today. I'm thinking about it all night. It's kind of convenient that they named The Rock a part of the board for TKO, right? Dwayne Johnson's a part of the TKO Board of Directors. I'm still wondering what the fuck The Rock is going to do for TKO's Board of Directors. What is he going to do? But you know what The Rock is? The Rock is a good guy. Everybody looks at Dwayne like he's a good guy, right? He's a PR's wet dream. PR department's wet dream is Dwayne Johnson. Everybody loves Dwayne. But what is he doing on the board of directors? You know, when TKO and WWE, or TKO was formed and WWE merged with the UFC under Endeavor, Endeavor had 6 members of the board. To WWE's 5. I said this today without any prior knowledge of the situation. I didn't know Vince was going to be gone today. I thought it was going to be a little bit. He said he was going to fight vigorously. Apparently, he didn't put up any fight at all. But WWE had 5 board members to TKO's, or Endeavor's rather, 6. Adding Dwayne this week made it 6 on each side. Now, I don't know where The Rock swings in this case. Obviously, he went on MSNBC and CNN and ESPN, and he touted his friendship with Ari Emanuel. I've known Ari for 20 years. I love Ari. I'm a very good friend of his. We've done business for 20 years and so on and so forth. Was he going to do stuff for UFC? Was he going to be in the middle and do both WWE and UFC? We didn't know which way he swung on the board of directors. But when TKO got started, Endeavor had 6 and WWE had 5. I'm assuming with Dwayne there, being that he is kind of deep-rooted into the WWE side, he would work majority on the WWE side, so that would make it 6. 12 members of the board, right? I asked this today. I'm like, it's very convenient that they added Dwayne Johnson to the board of directors. Did they add Dwayne to take Vince's spot, knowing that this was all going to go down this week? Because they added Dwayne, and then the Wall Street Journal article came out, and then Vince was fired. Or he resigned. However, Vince getting fired sounds a lot better, but I'll use the proper terminology. He resigned. It's quite convenient, huh? How everything kind of played out. I like to ask those questions. Everything just happened. You know, it's crazy when you look at it from different angles, how the pieces of this puzzle kind of fall into place after everything happens. It's like you go back and look at it. I'm like, well, they put Dwayne on the board of directors. Then the Wall Street Journal thing came out, and then Vince resigned. Did they set Dwayne up knowing that this was going to happen to take Vince's board seat? It's a possibility. I don't know. Everybody that was involved with this, that ever received a text, that ever received anything, as far as knowledge is concerned on this situation, should be held accountable. I'm not saying jail time. I'm not saying burn them at the fucking cross. But they should pay with their jobs. There needs to be, what did Trump say when he first ran for president? He wanted to drain the swamp. Man, that absolutely applies here in WWE. The swamp is not drained. If you think the swamp is drained in WWE, you are sadly mistaken. It's going to get better from this point on because the biggest head of the snake has now been cut off. But poison still runs throughout that company. Anybody that had to do with Vince McMahon at all should be fired. Because I guarantee you that they had prior knowledge of everything that was going on. And they said nothing. They said nothing. And the fucked up thing is, there are some talented fucking people in that company, on that roster, in that locker room, that work in that office, that build and put together the ring and the sets and the camera crew and the production and everybody involved that makes this show the best wrestling show on the planet. I feel sorry for those people because they had to work for this fucking deviant, this monster, this piece of shit, Satan in the flesh, Vince McMahon. There were rumblings last night that Vince McMahon was not going to be let go. Everybody worried last night. Everybody was wondering that there may be nothing that TKO can do to remove Vince McMahon after a bylaw that was put into his contract. Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, big-time analytics and numbers guy, love his work, noted a belief that the aforementioned could only be amended with a majority vote from TKO shareholders to amend the company's governance agreement and the signature of all parties, which includes Vince McMahon. Endeavor holds the majority voting power in TKO, but it is believed getting McMahon to agree to any amendment that expedites his removal will prove difficult. McMahon's future was very uncertain because, according to this bylaw, it was noted by Brandon Thurston, McMahon may have rights to his position until either resignation, which we got today, death, or incapacitation. Nobody expected Vince to die tomorrow. Nobody expected Vince to turn into a vegetable. And nobody expected Vince to resign on his own accordance. Color me shocked. We got one of those three. He resigned today. Then we got the news. That was last night. Everybody worried about, oh, he's not going anywhere. Because everybody called for his head last night. Everybody called for, after the bell closing on Wall Street, for him to be fired. I was sad when we didn't get it. I figured something would have been done. You know who got it done? Slim Jim. Slim Jim got it done. I'm going to have a box of Slim Jim on the fucking coffee table in the living room just as a fucking reminder of who the biggest W goes to this weekend. Cody or CM Punk may end up winning the Royal Rumble, but the real winner this weekend is fucking Slim Jim. They notified WWE they were pulling their sponsorship from the company for this Saturday's Royal Rumble. Apparently, WrestleVotes dropped some news this afternoon saying that they have bad news about Slim Jim's WWE partnership. He said, hearing rumblings that Slim Jim has notified WWE they are pulling their sponsorships from tomorrow's Royal Rumble event. It is yet to be determined if they will remain partners in the future. Slim Jim then posted a statement to Post Wrestling this afternoon, saying, and I quote, Slim Jim values integrity and respect in all of our partnerships. Given the recent disturbing allegations against Vince McMahon, at this time, we've decided to pause our promotional activities within WWE. This decision reflects our commitment to our brand values and responsibility to our community. We will continue to monitor the situation and base our future engagements on our values for what's best for our brand. Now, I don't have the specifics of Slim Jim's WWE partnership. I wish I had pulled that up. Let me see if I could do a quick Google search. Specifics on WWE and Slim Jim partnership. Let me see what it is. I know it was their largest sponsor. I don't really have those numbers. I'm sure Brandon Thurston has something on his Twitter wall in regards to that. Or maybe Drew can fill us in tomorrow when we're live for the Royal Rumble prediction show that we're going to do exclusively on X. Twitter, or this statement rather, on Twitter from Slim Jim, they were their largest partner. And there was another partner, according to Fightful Select, that was threatening to pull, or WWE was in working phases with to get them on board. This partner, this potential partner, wanted nothing to do with WWE. I don't know who it is. I saw it on Fightful. I saw it on Twitter via Sean Ross Sapp. I don't know who it was, but the moral of this story is when WWE's pockets are hit hard, what do you want them to do? Slim Jim, they put themselves in the line of fire and said, we don't want anything to do with you unless this man is gone. By the time they put out that statement, he was still with the company. They pulled their sponsorship for the Royal Rumble, which I'm assuming will remain. But I do see Slim Jim getting back on board with WWE because they forced TKO's hand here. They forced Ari Emanuel and WWE's hand here. Get rid of him, and then we'll talk. Nobody's going to want to do business with Endeavor, UFC, WWE, as long as this man is affiliated with the company. But they knew that. They knew that before they bought the company. They knew Vince McMahon was going to be a hindrance to them. But they did it anyway. They knew the shit that they were getting, and they lied in it. So I don't feel sorry for them. They knew exactly what they were walking into. They're the real winners here. Slim Jim. WWE even pulled Vince McMahon merchandise from the WWE Superstore in Tampa at Tropicana Field. I don't know. First of all, I don't know who's buying Vince McMahon t-shirts. First and foremost, out of everything else there, I don't know who's buying Vince McMahon merch. And if you're buying Vince McMahon merch in 2024, you are a special kind of person that needs to fucking get the fuck out of my sight. You need mental help, legitimately. Who's buying Vince merch in 2024, even before this Wall Street Journal story broke yesterday? They removed all Vince McMahon merchandise. Nick Khan put out a statement during SmackDown. I was late. I was 7 minutes late. I'm over there tweeting about Elektra Lopez on SmackDown. Yeah, Triple H is cooking, getting Elektra Lopez back in Legado del Fantasma. And then I see someone tweet me in that thread, JD, Vince is gone. I'm like, what? No, he ain't. Fuck you talking about, man? Then I go on Twitter and then boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This news today overtook SmackDown. Nothing legitimately felt important on SmackDown tonight because this was the biggest story in history. SmackDown wasn't even that bad of a show. Nothing really mattered because we were all tweeting our fucking unbelievable happiness about Vince McMahon finally being removed. Nick Khan issued a statement during SmackDown tonight. Thanks, Slim Jim. Man, it didn't take WWE long at all to act accordingly after Slim Jim said, you know what, guys? Yeah, we're going to take a hike, man. You can snap into this fucking no sponsorship for the Royal Rumble. See you guys later. He says in an email tonight to WWE staff, I wanted to inform you that Vince McMahon has tendered his resignation from his positions as TKO Executive Chairman and on the TKO Board of Directors. He will no longer have a role with the TKO Group or WWE. Dave Meltzer pointed out that Vince McMahon does not have any voting power in TKO that he once did in WWE, and this is officially the end of Vince McMahon in the company, as he will not be able to force his way back in like he did before the UFC WWE merger that he approved after he resigned in the summer of 2022. Vince McMahon did release a statement tonight after he resigned. And he says this to Deadspin magazine. I stand by my prior statement that Miss Grant's lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene, made-up instances that never occurred, and is a vindictive distortion of the truth. I intend to vigorously defend myself against these baseless accusations and look forward to clearing my name. However, out of respect for the WWE Universe, the extraordinary TKO business and its board members and shareholders, partners, and everybody involved, and all of the employees and superstars who helped make WWE into the global leader it is today, I have decided to resign from my executive chairmanship and the TKO Board of Directors effective immediately. End quote. Goodbye, Vince. Don't let the door kick you on the way out. This is the greatest day in the history of World Wrestling Entertainment. We don't have to worry about anything anymore. We don't have to worry about anything ever, ever, ever again. TV will be better. Morale will be through the roof. We now have proper leadership in place that will create equality and a beautiful locker room that everybody will be welcomed in. Vince McMahon's partnership, leadership, and involvement with World Wrestling Entertainment was not only a hindrance to the business side of WWE, but it was a hindrance to everything that happened on TV. There was always a what if attached to Vince McMahon. What if? When? When is he coming back? Now, he's going to be back eventually. WWE put themselves in a situation where they were not the most desired place to work anymore. Triple H can do everything in his power to make TV better. Hey, look, all these people that Vince wasn't pushing, all these people that Vince cast away and was not on TV, they're back on TV now. The shows feel more fuller. The shows feel like they have a direction. PLEs have taken a change for the better. The shorter they've become, the better they've become. We're looking at a Royal Rumble tomorrow with 4 matches. I'm okay with that. You want to know why? Because we're watching for the Royal Rumble match. The more you put into the Rumble match, the better. 4 matches tomorrow. You don't think Triple H is going to be cooking in those Royal Rumble matches? It's going to be fucking great. Vince McMahon created an aura about the WWE. Vince McMahon created an environment in the WWE with, as long as he was there, it was always, yeah, you know what, WWE sounds like an attractive place to work, but I'm gonna take my business to Tony Khan. TK's got his problems over there. And they're not doing what's best over there on some occasions. But you know what AEW had that WWE did not? As long as Vince McMahon was there, casting a huge dark cloud over everything that the company did. One thing you can't take away from Tony Khan is that he's a great fucking boss to his locker room. He cares for everybody. He takes care of everyone. Everyone feels welcomed. Minus the situation with the garbage that we've had to endure for the last year. But you can't take anything away from him in that aspect. The stories you hear about Tony Khan paying for everybody's medical bills, Toys for Tots, how he goes out of his way to take care of this one and that one. And I don't give a shit what you think of Tony Khan. WWE created an environment with Vince McMahon there where it was not completely welcoming, warm, and inviting for people to come and work. This is why I said earlier, the stories that probably would come out of everybody that once worked there once upon a time, the stories that would come out of their mouth about something Vince McMahon related, those are the people I want to hear from. Especially the women. This is a monumental day that needs to be celebrated if you're a pro wrestling fan. Absolutely. I can sit here and continue ranting about everything Vince McMahon did, but it would do me no good. You got the basis of why I am happy he's gone. Triple H is going to run this company the way that we all expected him to do. How do you think he feels? How do you think that man feels tonight where Vince McMahon, his father-in-law, never showed him any respect at all? And you know that's the case. Triple H was never anyone Vince McMahon looked at as a successor to the throne. He never looked at his son-in-law with the respect he looked at everybody else in his circle. They laughed. They mocked Triple H. Everything that Triple H did, they tried to tear down. And you know that to be a fact. Triple H ran NXT into the greatest thing that WWE produced in decades. Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, John Laurinaitis, they all looked to cut it out, tear it down, and kill it. Because they knew everybody was on the team of Paul Levesque. Oh, I can't wait till Triple H takes over. Oh, Triple H is going to be our saving grace. They all knew it. They all saw it. They felt it. They saw what people were saying. NXT died. They blew it up, fucking killed it, gutted it from within, turned it into a fucking horror show, legitimately. And they didn't bat a fucking eye. Meanwhile, Triple H goes and has a fucking heart attack. Thank God he walked out of it 100%. And now he's back in the seat that he should have taken over years ago is now finally his. How do you think he feels? You don't think Triple H is getting the last laugh here? You don't think Triple H is sitting down with a nice cold fucking beverage? I know he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do drugs, he doesn't do any of that shit. Buy that man a fucking Venti iced Starbucks coffee. Don't give a fuck what it is. Make sure it's cold. How do you think Paul Levesque feels? You think he has any remorse for his father-in-law? Triple H don't give a fuck. Triple H and Nick Khan were the first two people on that list to want to push this man out because they knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. They were bound by Vince McMahon's fucking, you can't say nothing. He wielded the ultimate power there. What were they going to do? Love it. Absolutely love it. I don't know what else. Will we see Stephanie? I don't know. I don't know. You guys keep saying Triple H probably knew everything he did. I'm not here to say he did. I'm not here to say he didn't. There are a lot of people that knew what Vince McMahon was capable of. But what do you want those people to do? The company ran internal investigations to drain the swamp. As far as we know, they did investigations and they did everything that they needed to do. You know who took over? Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, took over because good prevailed over evil. That's what. Today, the good guys win and evil lost. Good riddance. He's not coming back. We don't have to talk about him anymore. I don't want to sit here and talk about it. I felt disgusted sitting here fucking using the words that I did with Drew, a very good friend of mine, sitting next to me virtually, having to say those things and read those things out loud. I don't want to sit here and cover this story anymore. I don't. We don't have to anymore. How embarrassing do you think it is for people like us? Now, I'm not afraid to cover this type of shit. I've been covering this shit. I've been all over this Vince thing from day one, man. You guys know me. That's why you're here, man. We got 5,500 in here right now because you know exactly. We were right every step of the way. Now, how do you feel if you're me and somebody else who's got to talk about this fucking disgusting filth? How do you feel if you're an avid WWE fan and you're watching WWE and you're wearing a WWE shirt or some type of WWE merchandise and people look at you and give you the side eye like, oh, you watch that shit? Isn't their boss a fucking sexual deviant, disgusting, perverted old man? Isn't the guy that runs that place the rapist? How do you think I'm supposed to feel? How do you think these content creators are supposed to feel? Who cover this thing like we do? Oh, yeah, you watch that WWE. It's run by a rapist, Vince McMahon. Yeah, that's great. Not only do we have to get shunned because we like pro wrestling, we got to get shunned 10 times over because the fucking man in charge is a sexual abuser who traffics women. Great. Thank God we don't have to fucking talk about this shit anymore. He's gone, and the WWE is going to see its best days ahead of them. Believe me. Been calling it for years. If you haven't been on Paul Levesque's team yet, get on board. He doesn't have to worry about the dark cloud that's hanging over him anymore. He doesn't have to sit there and worry about a Zoom call because his father-in-law is calling to change fucking plans and blow up plans and rip up his script. Everything that will happen from this point on will be what Triple H decides to do or not to do. That's exciting to me, man. If you know about anything that he did on Black and Gold, that's exciting to me, man. Now he's got the main roster to work with no anything holding him back. Nothing. Love it. Do you guys want me to talk about SmackDown? I gotta, you guys. There are so many bombs in this chat, man. Holy shit. Angel Alaga with a $100 super chat. Celebrating with you, JD. The witch is dead. Bye-bye, Satan. Hopefully he rots in jail one day like he deserves. Thank you, Angel. Appreciate you, brother. Platinum Matt with a $100 super chat. Today is the greatest day in pro wrestling. Vince is gone. I think Brock Lesnar is done in pro wrestling for months now. Gunther has been my pick to win the Royal Rumble and dethrone Rollins. We could always come back to Rollins and Punk at a later date when he's healthy. We'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow, brother. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thomas Franco with a $100 super chat. Hey, JD, is there... Oh, here's a bomb in celebration of Vince finally being gone for good. Enjoy the drinks all night. OTS family. And Jason Barker with a $100 super chat. Vince McMahon is gone. Champagne is popping. Let's get it done in the venue tonight. You guys are fucking awesome, man. Thank you guys very much for all of your support. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. I'm fucking dying in here, man. Holy shit.
It's out of my hand, but I'm still in control.
Thank you guys very much, man. I feel the love. I feel the excitement. I'm so proud of what we built here. I'm so happy that you guys love what we've created. The more you support, the more I'm putting back into this channel, the more I'm putting back into this podcast. When I tell you what's coming this year is going to blow your minds. It is going to be crazy, man. You know, I take great pride in what we do here, man. I am so meticulous and so proud of everything we have here. From the graphics to the sound, the way we look, the way we feel. I'm doubling down on that this year, man. Deviate's working on some top-tier shit. Can't wait to unleash it to you guys, man. It's going to be unbelievable. We're getting a new TNT intro. We're getting a brand new scene that goes in the OTS venue universe. We're getting a new outro. We're changing over to the Dark Horse. Everything is Dark Horse related now, man. My beauty that's sitting in the garage right now that I can't drive because it's fucking wintertime, man. I can't wait for the nicer weather. Get ready. Everybody else in the community, man, you know what I don't like? I don't like creators that sit and wallow in mediocrity. Nobody changes. Nobody evolves. Nobody tries to get better. Everybody wants to look and sound the same and break news and be the first to do this. And they're all crowding around on Twitter looking for likes and retweets and social media engagement. But do any of them do what we do here? No. I take great pride in that, man. Get ready.
You can never take away.
My guy Andrew Bedalla and myself will be live tomorrow afternoon, 12 Eastern, noontime. Royal Rumble preview and predictions. If you are on X, that's where you'll find us. Exclusively streaming on X tomorrow. Special TNT episode of Royal Rumble preview and predictions. It's coming. Make sure you guys are following me on social media, on X, at JDfromNY206. Hit that thumbs up, man. We got 1,600 plus. I'd love if we can get to 2,000 likes today. If you guys are in the chat, have not hit the thumbs up. If you're in the chat and are thrilled that Vince McMahon is finally gone, I'm going to need you to hit that thumbs up. Continue to get those super chats in. The more you get them in, the more you support. The more I could pay Deviate as quick as possible. And tonight's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Manscaped. I pinned a comment in the live stream chat, man. I'm going to need you to hit up Manscaped. Manscaped.com. Use that code SCRIPT20 at checkout. 20% off and free shipping, courtesy of me. Never say I've never done anything for you guys, man. I'm giving you the gift of Manscaped. Manscaped.com, code SCRIPT20. Thank you guys very much for all your support. And please go check out all the other content on the channel. There's plenty of it. We've absolutely murdered this week, man. You guys have fucking killed it all week. Thank you guys very much. I'm not going to go over this show detail for detail, move for move. We'll save that shit for tomorrow night. Going to get into some of the bigger happenings that we had on SmackDown. Going to be honest with you, man. The Vince McMahon news kind of overtook everything to a point where SmackDown wasn't really all that important. I will say this, though. WWE tonight brought back the gold tumbler. Remember the gold tumbler back in the day where they used to spin it and they had the WWE superstars reach in and grab their number and open it up? I'd love to know whose idea was it to bring back the gold tumbler, because I've been asking for the gold tumbler every single year around this time during the Royal Rumble. So when I saw that, I immediately popped. Loved it. We got an opening promo here. We got a Latin Grammy award-winning recording artist, Eladio Carrion. Never heard of him. Don't kill me. Never heard of him, but I did see the commercial he did with Randy Orton, and I thought it was excellent. Very entertaining stuff. He made his way to the ring, and he has a new single out called RKO, conveniently. So, Randy Orton's out there, obviously. He made his way out to the ring, and people said, or Orton said, rather, that people are probably surprised he's friends with Carrion. He talked about his intention to beat Roman Reigns and become the Universal Champion and then go on to WrestleMania. We got a Randy chant in Miami. AJ Styles music then played, and he walks out. I'm loving this heel AJ Styles. Well, he's not really a heel. He's like a darker AJ Styles, a less happy-go-lucky, no bullshit, no frills version of AJ Styles. I like it. I like it. He's a budget Bad Bunny, they say. Listen, man. We always need the filet mignon, and then we need the fucking whatever is under the filet mignon. Bad Bunny's filet mignon, and then I guess this guy here, El Audio Carry-On. I guess he could be a porterhouse. Whatever. AJ's out there. He asked Orton if he realizes there are others in the match on Saturday against Reigns. Styles said Orton shouldn't look past him. He entered the ring and told Orton he has a receipt coming after what he did to him last week. He said he'll be stepping over Orton, Reigns, and Knight on Saturday. LA Knight's music hit. He walks out, microphone in hand. Knight said he's the biggest threat in their match. And he said Reigns saw this at Crown Jewel and has ever since then. He said he'll fight Solo tonight and hit him so hard, he'll start doing his dad's dance moves. He said he'll walk over anyone who gets in his way of becoming the WWE champion. That is not an insult. That's just a fact of life. Yeah! Out of nowhere, Styles gave Orton a surprise Pele kick. As Knight left the ring, Randy Orton went down. Formulaic stuff here. Nothing too exciting. Basic, very basic sell of their match. Fatal 4-way tomorrow at the Royal Rumble. Randy Orton, AJ Styles, LA Knight, Roman Reigns. Fatal 4-way for the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns is not losing the championship. He's going to pin AJ Styles. Randy Orton's not taking a pinfall. And LA Knight is not there yet, but he is red hot. And WWE should do absolutely everything to maintain that momentum. AJ is going to take the pinfall loss here. The one thing I want you guys to look out for, and I'll talk about this with Drew. I think he might have some news on this tomorrow. So you're going to want to tune into our preview and prediction stream live on X. He's going to have some tidbits and some news and notes that you're only going to hear with us. It's going to be very interesting, and I want you guys to pay attention to when this match, this Fatal 4-way, lands on the card. It's either going to open or it's going to close. I don't know where they're going to put it. If it opens, nothing big is going to happen. Roman Reigns will get the victory. We'll move on to the next and worry about the Royal Rumble. Who wins the Rumble? But if it closes the show, we're probably going to get an appearance by Dwayne Johnson. Now, what that means for this year's WrestleMania, I don't know. So it's going to be very interesting to see where this match lands in the match card for tomorrow's Royal Rumble. But again, this was basic paint-by-numbers stuff. Not really anything all that impressive. Carlito. He went one-on-one with Santos Escobar. Carlito had Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, Zelina Vega, and Santos had Humberto Carrillo and my guy Angel Garza out by ringside with him. I don't know what it is, man. Please, someone correct me if I'm wrong or guide me back on track here. I hope I'm not the only one with what I'm about to say. Is Carlito... Listen, I love Carlito. I think Carlito's great. But Carlito wrestles like he's moving in quicksand. Everything he does just feels uber slow. It's not particularly interesting. I don't know if that's the way he's wrestled over the years since we last saw him. I don't know if he's working with an injury. I don't know if age is catching up to him. Something feels off about Carlito. I mean, I don't really know what it is. He's a lot slower, right? He's a lot slower. it's very difficult to pinpoint. Again, I mean this in no disrespectful way to Carlito. It's almost as if he put on so much muscle that it's slowing him down. I don't know. Santos is a fucking phenomenal wrestler. I love Santos. But this match with Carlito really didn't do anything for me because it was Carlito trying to keep up with Santos, and Santos needed to work at Carlito's pace because he couldn't go any faster. Just very off. So we go into a commercial break. Right before the break, we got Carlito on the outside. He was the recipient of a dive from Escobar and Humberto. Or Escobar, a dive from Escobar. As Humberto and Angel distracted Carlito, which led to the dive from Escobar. So we go to commercial break. Carlito ran into an elbow, and Escobar got a 2 count out of it. Escobar then ripped Carlito's shirt off. He tore the tape off Carlito's shoulder because he was selling the injury. He was out for a little bit. Escobar hit double knees in the corner on Carlito and followed up with a Frankensteiner from the top rope for a 2 count. Escobar worked an armbar on Carlito. Escobar pulled Carlito down. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, man. What are we doing? What are we doing here, man? I got the wrong sound effects queued up. I wasn't ready for that. How about them apples? Oh, my goodness. My guy Daryl, Sith Negan with a $500 super chat. That deserves another holy shit chant, man. Oh, my goodness, man. Daryl, from one man to another, man. Thank you so much, bro. That is crazy. Here's an OTS Sith Negan bomb to celebrate the official end of the Total Control freak, Vincent Kennedy, the Dictator McMahon. Oh, happy day. WWE is finally going to be creatively booked the NXT Black and Gold way. That deserves a round of applause right there. I just hope it's not too late. Too little too late. JD, keep being number one, like always, brother. End of the line. Hashtag the enemy designed. Oh, my goodness. Daryl, thank you so much, brother. Holy shit. This fucking guy, man. This guy owns part of the land that the OTS venue sits on, man. That's how big Daryl is as far as a VIP status is concerned, man. He's sitting at the table, dining with the fucking head of the table. Is Sith Negan. Thank you, brother. Oh, my goodness. That is crazy. You guys are fucking blowing me away with the support tonight, man. You guys are on fire. So, Carlito is coming off the top rope. He has a Frankensteiner delivered to him. Escobar worked an armbar on Carlito. Escobar pulled Carlito down by his hair, stomped on Carlito. Escobar went back to the armbar. Carlito fired up, took Escobar down with a drop kick. Carlito landed a neck breaker and a spine buster, and then followed that up with a knee, and Humberto distracted the referee as Angel pulled Carlito to the outside. The LWO and Humberto, along with Angel, brawled on the outside. And then literally out of nowhere, Elektra Lopez attacked Zelina Vega, who was on the apron, which distracted Carlito. Escobar then rolled Carlito up for the 1, 2, 3. So Triple H has now put Legado back at full strength on the main roster, basically the same way that we've seen them when they were on NXT Black and Gold. Elektra Lopez was there at the very beginning of their inception. And I had Alexa go off because I said Elektra. You can't hear it, though, so I'm going to continue. Yeah. Now it's very distracting because she won't shut up. Thank you. Thank you. Elektra Lopez. She was with the group, and WWE, when they called up Legado, they left her behind. When Santos got called up to the main roster, they put Zelina Vega with him, which I thought was great. I thought that was actually an upgrade. Because at that point, Lopez wasn't even ready. She was green as grass. I'm assuming she's still green, but now that Zelina is with the LWO, Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, who were with Santos in the original Legado, are with the LWO. Now Santos has Humberto and Angel, and now Lopez is with them like she was in the beginning stages of Legado on NXT. I love this. I think this is great. A lot of you are asking who? Well, maybe you should watch NXT. Seriously. I know she was involved with Lola Vice on NXT. They had a little thing going on there. But I think this works. I really do. I don't know what this means for her inclusion on the main roster. I don't know if they're going to have her wrestle. But we will see, man. I think Elektra Lopez fits the group very well. And Triple H has put Legado back at full strength by adding that female presence in Lopez. I like the move a lot. Yes, who? Maybe you guys really need to start watching a little bit more NXT, man. Who? I don't... listen. I'm not going to sit here and tell you her entire backstory. Just go back and watch some NXT stuff, okay? AJ Styles was walking backstage. He ran into Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso wanted to make a deal with him to take out LA Knight tonight. Help us take out LA Knight in the main event, and then you don't have to worry about him tomorrow with the Royal Rumble. AJ pondered it and wondered if what Jimmy Uso was saying was legit. In walks the OC, and they saw Styles talking to a member of the Bloodline. No good. Styles told them not to worry about it when they asked what was that about. Styles wants nothing to do with these three losers. Nick Aldis was shown backstage with The Rock's daughter, Ava Raine. Man, The Rock joined the board of directors, man, and Ava Raine is all over these programs. She was made into the new general manager on Tuesday night on NXT, and now she's on Friday Night SmackDown. She's all over the place, man. Not done by coincidence. They were shown backstage, and she was asking Nick Aldis for tips. I don't know what the fuck you're asking Nick Aldis for tips for. William Regal brought you in on Tuesday. Why don't you ask him? In walked the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. They drew a number out of the Royal Rumble Golden Tumbler. Escobar walked in and drew a number for himself. None of the numbers were revealed. I like it, though. I love this. They should bring this back every year. I don't know why we started this tonight on the go-home show for SmackDown when the Royal Rumble is tomorrow. We should have seen this on Raw as well. R-Truth was shown drawing a number for the Royal Rumble alongside Nick Aldis. This was great. There's nothing R-Truth is a part of that isn't entertaining. He spun the tumbler backstage in front of Nick Aldis and Ava. He got really into it and then pulled his number out and panicked. He said, "Oh no. Does this mean I'm out of the quarantine?" Aldis said, "It's your number for the Royal Rumble." He then called Nick Aldis Adam Pearce and made a mention of his hair. He says, "Wow, your hair grows fast and it's full of body." I mean, listen, I laughed. I think Truth is great. Truth is going to be in the Royal Rumble, and I think that's just a great addition to the Royal Rumble. Your comedy spot will be taken up by R-Truth. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, the women's tag team champions, against the Kabuki Warriors. This was for the women's tag team championships. This was a very predictable outcome, and I genuinely feel bad for Katana Chance and Kaden Carter because they finally got an opportunity. They finally were given the ball, and they were given those tag team championships. For them, one of the more legit tag teams, probably the only legit tag team outside of, I would say Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. They're a legit tag team. One of two legit tag teams in the women's division that actually could call themselves a tag team. They were nothing more than transitional champions here. A mini run as champions, which gave way to Asuka and Kairi Sane as the Kabuki Warriors win the tag team championships. I think everybody kind of expected this to have this outcome tonight. So we go to a commercial break. We come back from the break. Asuka and Sane were double teaming Katana Chance. They were in control. Asuka ran at Chance, but Chance pulled the second rope down and Asuka spilled out to the floor. Kairi Sane ran at Katana Chance and Chance threw Sane to the outside, but Kaden wasn't on the apron for a tag. Eventually, Kaden tagged in and splashed onto Sane and Asuka. Carter then hit a running boot to Asuka before landing a springboard leg drop on Asuka for a 2 count. Kairi tagged back in, and the Kabuki Warriors hit a double team move on Kaden Carter for a near fall. Sane landed a spinning back fist on Carter, and Sane went to the top rope. Sane went for her elbow, but Carter got her feet up. Sane landed on those feet and sold the spot, holding her elbow. She did it so well, I thought she was legitimately hurt. Sane went for her elbow. Carter got the feet up. Asuka tagged in. Carter got in a modified Sister Abigail. Katana Chance tagged back in, and Katana and Kaden hit the keg stand. This was a pretty epic keg stand that they did. She got some big hang time in the air. I thought that was it, but Sane broke up the pin attempt at legitimately 2.99. Things broke down. Kairi and Chance fought on the outside. Sane slammed Chance onto the commentary table, and it was at this point I knew the match was over because Asuka kicked Carter in the head, tagged Insane. She went to the top and landed the Insane elbow. It was almost like a reverse DDT Insane elbow tag team finish at the same time, which looked great. And they got the 1, 2, 3. And Damage Control now holds the Women's World Championship, or the WWE Women's Championship, I should say, on SmackDown, and the Women's Tag Team Championships in WWE. So now all we are looking for is Bayley to win the Royal Rumble. I've gone back and forth on my prediction for the Women's Royal Rumble. No longer am I going with Bayley. I think the outcome of this match pretty much confirmed that Bayley is not winning the Royal Rumble. I'm going with Becky Lynch to win the Royal Rumble. Becky and Nia, I have a feeling they're going to be the last two in the Rumble. I have a feeling that's going to be the case. I think that's the story they've been telling. I mean, that's kind of predictable. But I could see Becky and Bayley being the final two as well, with Becky going over. I think Bayley is going to get eliminated, and she's going to lose her opportunity at WrestleMania. That's just me. And I honestly think at that point, Damage Control is going to turn on Bayley, and then we're going to get Bayley kicked out of Damage Control. Liv Morgan is not winning the Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan against anybody is not a WrestleMania match. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that she's not a favorite. She's definitely my dark horse, but I don't think Liv Morgan wins the Royal Rumble. I would be shocked if Liv Morgan comes back and wins the Royal Rumble. I hope it's Bayley. I'm going with Becky. The Kabuki Warriors win the tag team titles. I don't think anybody was really surprised by this outcome. I think it was pretty predictable since last week when they made the match official for this week. Paul Heyman Paul Heyman was backstage, I should say, talking to Solo Sikoa in their locker room. And he was talking to the big man. Jimmy was there as well. Heyman told Solo he solved the problem, but the tribal chief wanted him to fix the problem, and don't be merciful. Solo stared at his taped thumb and said, okay. Jimmy stood and asked Heyman, was that a smirk? That's pretty scary. Heyman told Jimmy that Reigns went from the big dog to the tribal chief because he saw an opportunity and he seized it. Heyman then talked about Seth Rollins looking to drag his visionary self into WrestleMania, and he told Jimmy to win the Royal Rumble and challenge Seth and beat him for the World Heavyweight title and bring it to the bloodline. And then you're going to understand that the line of succession to who is truly the tribal chief all starts at the Royal Rumble. I love, and maybe you guys feel the same way, I love when WWE brings yet another scenario to the table. Everybody's going with Cody. Everybody's going with Punk, right? They added Gunther to the mix on Monday. He confronted Seth Rollins, stared down Seth Rollins and told him that I'm going to win the Royal Rumble, and when I do, I'm going to choose you. And then I'm going to break your back and take your title. They're really playing up Gunther to win the Royal Rumble. I would not be upset with that at all. Drew McIntyre is also a threat. Sami Zayn, who I'm sure we'll see tomorrow, is a threat. And then they throw this one in there. Jimmy Uso. Now, we know Jimmy Uso is not going to win the Royal Rumble. We don't know what type of role Jimmy Uso is going to play in the Royal Rumble. Jimmy Uso's got a lot of Emmys in the Royal Rumble. Jimmy Uso's got a brother that I'm sure is looking for him in the Royal Rumble. But I love that WWE's presented us with another option here. In this case, another option that you could see play out. Jimmy Uso. Roman wants you to go win the Royal Rumble. Rollins is compromised right now. Win the Royal Rumble. Challenge Rollins at WrestleMania. Bring the world title to the Bloodline. And you could possibly be the successor to the Tribal Chief. It's a plausible outcome that WWE said, you know what? Out of all these other outcomes, I'm going to throw that at you. I like it. I like it. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are out for a face-to-face with the Final Testament. So they're out there. And before we even get to them, WWE aired a vignette on Hulk Hogan saying St. Petersburg is special and he spent most of his whole life there. Clips aired of Hogan and Dusty Rhodes in their primes. He says, if you're going to waltz down and kick the hornet's nest, you better be ready. ... Rumble ready. Now, I know a lot of people are afraid that Hulk Hogan will be in the Royal Rumble match. This does not mean Hulk Hogan is going to be in the Royal Rumble match. The man can barely walk. What this does mean, in my honest opinion, unless this was already reported, Hulk Hogan is going to be the special host of the Royal Rumble, being that he lives in St. Pete, I believe. And he's going to be the host of the Royal Rumble, and he's going to be the voice narrator for tomorrow's Royal Rumble intro. That's what I think this means. If you're upset with that, I'm going to have to ask you to go and calm yourself down. It's okay, man. Just have the TV on mute if you don't want to hear Hulk Hogan. Bayley. She danced in and saw Bianca Belair pulling her number out of the golden tumbler. Belair said she's about to become a two-time Royal Rumble winner. She smiled and strutted off. Bayley then drew her number and seemed less than thrilled. I'm guessing she's number 9 based on her reaction. I don't know. Number 9, number 1, number 2. I don't know. She may have drawn number 1, for all we know. Who knows? Bobby Lashley. He's out there with a microphone in his hand. He's standing next to the Street Profits, who are now collectively known as the Pride. Gonna take some getting used to. No more hiding. Come out and come get some. The Final Testament made their way out to ringside. Montez says they appear to be scared, something we can never be. Cross smiled. Ellering said there's no fear in Karrion Kross. Scarlett's already in the ring, kind of staring a hole into Bobby Lashley. I mean, what a lucky guy he is, huh? Not the worst type of night for Bobby Lashley. Kross then took the microphone and said, when he looks at Lashley and the Profits, all he sees is frustration and desperation. He told the fans to shut up because Karrion Kross was getting the what treatment from the fans in Miami. He said things aren't going according to plan anymore. He said if Lashley feels like things aren't in control anymore, that's because they're not. Kross says while they got their face-to-face tonight, they're not getting their fight tonight. Lashley said, well, that's a lie. Oh, yes, we are. The Profits leapt out of the ring. Scarlett, who was already in the ring, raked Lashley across the eyes, jumped on his back. This led Cross to attack Lashley and throw him shoulder first into the ring post. AOP then beat down the Profits in the ring. Cross bashed Lashley with a cross hammer, and they left the ring, and that was the way they left the Pride laying. Looks like we're setting up a big match for the Elimination Chamber. The Pride versus the Final Testament, big six-man tag team match. I mean, it's no Shield versus Wyatt family, but at least we got some decent creative for Karrion Kross. Austin Theory. He went one-on-one against Carmelo Hayes. Before we got that match, Jimmy Uso drew his number, and he shows his number out of the golden tumbler. He said, "No yeet," as he pulled his number out, opened the little egg that was there, looked at his number, he walked off and looked dejected. Kind of looks like and sounds like Jimmy Uso drew number 1. Tribal Chief ain't going to be happy about that, but what is he going to do, man? Luck of the draw. Austin Theory, Carmelo Hayes. They went 7 minutes. Happy to see Austin Theory back up on his feet, looking good. Happy to see Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown. But we got a commercial break in the middle of a 7-minute match between two of WWE's brightest young stars. No mas. No good. Most of this match happened in the commercial break. What the fuck was there? Hayes was in control. Got the early advantage here. Theory went to the outside. So Grayson Waller is on the outside. He hit Hayes ahead of a commercial break. We get back from break, and Hayes fired up. Hit a facebuster for 2. Hayes went to the second rope, but Waller distracted him, and Theory pulled Hayes out to the ground. Theory landed a big move for a 2 count. Theory lifted Hayes, but Hayes worked out of it. Waller got on the apron, and Theory and Hayes traded roll-up attempts, but Theory grabbed the tights and ultimately got a victory here by pulling the tights of Carmelo Hayes. After the match, Waller and Theory attacked Hayes, and Trick Williams comes out from NXT. Whoop that Trick. Makes the save. Crowd knew who Trick Williams was. Not really surprised, being that they were in Miami. Crowd was chanting, "Whoop that Trick." Hayes appeared to be bothered that Williams was there, and it was more of a, "Hey, man, I'm coming out to protect you because we have a Dusty Cup to win." They're in the semifinals on Tuesday in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. So that's where they're going with that. What happens to them, as I'm assuming that they're going to tie up their storyline on NXT. I could see them going one-on-one at Stand and Deliver. I don't know how they're going to work into that, but Trick Williams was out there who made the save on Carmelo Hayes, and that was a pretty big deal for Miami tonight, so it was good to see Trick Williams out there. Not the biggest Trick Williams guy. I'm not. I think he's still green, but he's got the charisma. Fans love him. He's got the theme. He's got the chant. He's got the presence. Give him a few years, man. He's going to be something good. Kayla Braxton was backstage with the Latino music artist, whatever his name was. Eli Delo, Carry On, whatever the fuck his name was. What was his name? Eladio Carry On. Kayla Braxton was backstage with this guy. And Braxton asked him who he thought would walk out as Universal Heavyweight Champion. He said, obviously, Randy Orton. So the Bloodline walked in and stared him down. They did not appreciate him saying Randy Orton. He was wearing a Randy Orton t-shirt. Big Randy Orton mark is this carry-on guy. Solo, Jimmy, and Heyman walked up to him. He looked nervous. He turned to leave and said, "Respect." Heyman told Solo, "Don't worry about it. He's being respectful. He's good. He's good people." Heyman said maybe he was wrong about carry-on. Clearly, he didn't choose the tribal chief. Clearly, he doesn't want to sit at the head of the table. Main event. Solo Sikoa. He's out there with Paul Heyman and Jimmy Uso against L.A. Knight. Yeah. This really wasn't much of a match because at the end, it was ended by DQ. L.A. Knight wins by DQ because of AJ Styles. Has anybody wondered what they did with Solo Sikoa after he squashed John Cena at the Crown Jewel pay-per-view? They haven't done much with him at all. Not like he's buried or anything, but they failed to capitalize on that momentum, and they just let it kind of squander away. this match didn't really matter. I mean, it all ended in a DQ. LA Knight landed a running knee on Solo. AJ appeared out of nowhere from the crowd, jumped off the barricade and hit LA Knight with a flying phenomenal forearm off the barricade and gave LA Knight the DQ victory. Styles ran Knight into the ring steps after the match. Jimmy approached Styles with a chair, and Jimmy put the chair down in front of AJ, yelling at AJ to attack LA Knight with it. Take him out. You don't have to worry about him. If you want to take him out now, you don't have to worry about him tomorrow. Styles picked up the chair. Solo yelled at Styles now. Instead of attacking Knight, Styles attacked Jimmy and Solo with the chair. Randy Orton's music hit, and Orton ran to the ring. Orton hit Styles and power slammed Uso. Sikoa pulled Orton to the outside, and Orton dropped Solo on the commentary table. Orton took his shirt off. Orton then grabbed Uso, set him up for the draping DDT, delivered it. Styles got back into the ring, and Orton did the same to Styles. Orton then RKO'd Styles, and that was enough to end the show. Then the trademark logo shows up. Vintage Triple H. And with the trademark logo up, LA Knight hits the BFT on Randy Orton, and LA Knight is the one that's going home on the go-home show with the last laugh. And that's the way SmackDown comes to a close. The show was fine. The show was fine. But it really didn't mean much of anything after today's news of Vince McMahon resigning from World Wrestling Entertainment and TKO. I'm excited for the Royal Rumble. I think we're going to have an unbelievable night at the Royal Rumble tomorrow. I can't wait for it. It's going to be great. And you guys are going to be right here on the show, right here on Off the Script, and we're going to fucking party. And we're going to get the year off right with our first PLE. It's going to be awesome. Thank you guys very much for all your support, man. What a fucking night. What a stream. We had almost 6,000 in here on a Friday night. Unbelievable. If you guys enjoyed what we did here today, all I ask is if you hit that thumbs up. We need 85 likes for 2,000. Can we do it? We got 8 new members tonight. Unbelievable. Tonight's sponsor is Manscaped.com. Go get yourself the new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. It's the best electric razor I've used ever. 20 different settings, no attachments. It's waterproof. You could take it into the shower with you. No nicks, no cuts. The smoothest electric shave you will ever have. Mark my words. And the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, man, you're going to get a beard brush, beard gel, beard shampoo, nice pair of Manscaped scissors. Absolutely phenomenal product. You guys can save 20% off today by using code SCRIPT20. Save 20% off and get free shipping by using that at Manscaped.com. Once again, want to thank them for sponsoring the show right here on OTS. You know what I need, man? I need more whiskey. Jesse, can you get me another double, please? We got the good stuff, man. Get the Jameson. The limited Jameson up top, man. What? We're out of Jameson? I drank it all. Listen, man, this fucking guy, man. We got crickets in the venue on Wednesday. Clearly, he didn't call the exterminator to come in, and now he's not taking proper inventory. You want me on your channel, bro? You gotta order me the Jameson, okay? I don't know what to fucking tell. I'm gonna get rid of you. Fucking guy. Ridiculous. Anyway, let's get to these super chats, man. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. 24 hours away from the Rumble. Are you ready, my friend? Yes. Michael Krause also asks, what are you drinking tonight and tomorrow? Tonight, we had a double shot of Jameson. Also drinking my Liquid Death, which is my go-to every day. Got to stay hydrated. Tomorrow, I don't drink alcohol during these shows, man. Why? Because I need to be on top of my game. Coffee and espresso with some sparkling water tomorrow is what I'm doing. Sonny Singh with a $5 super chat. I can't wait for the Royal Rumble. This is going to be awesome. Go Triple H. Make WWE the king of shows. I think Cody will win the Royal Rumble match again. I'm going with Cody tomorrow. Furious Nation with a $9.99. What's up, JD? Vince McMahon is finally gone. Good riddance to Vince. Let's party, bro. The greatest day in WWE and wrestling history. Absolutely, man. Michelle with a 2. Roman not on tonight. Pathetic. At least Vincent Kennedy McMahon is gone. Yeah, I'm surprised Roman wasn't on the show tonight. Time to get the belt off of him. Stat. Beyond the Script with a 5. Vince is gone. I can love WWE again. Love you and subscribe to your Twitter. OTS for life. Brother, I saw that. Thank you very much, man. Dom Wapo with a $4.99. I love SmackDown. Fire show. And that reaction Trick got from the crowd helped him look like a star. Excited for the Rumble with Vince finally gone. Absolutely, Dom Wapo. Ruben Barber with a new membership. Ruben, what the fuck are you drinking tonight, Ruben? Vinny. Hey, yo, Vinny, how you doing over here? Gut feeling is Sasha is returning tomorrow. No. Mercedes will not be in the Royal Rumble. Paul Van Tassel with 37 months. Let the celebration begin as we dawn in a new era of WWE. Absolutely, Paul. Thank you so much, man. Hey, GG Wapo. Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna turn the fucking music up, okay? How you like that? Come into my fucking stream telling me what I have to do. Get him out of here. Get this guy out of here, man. Goodbye, GG. Goodbye. John Gray with a $5 super chat. JD, you and Andrew bringing the truth. OTS for life. Thank you, man. Shane Brown with 13 months. Really no words other than we can finally move on from Vince, but I have a feeling there will be more. I hope there is. I hope he goes to jail, and I hope he rots for the rest of his life. Fuck off. Not to you, Shane, but to Vince. Phil, exclamation point with a 5. Bye, Vince. We don't need you anymore. Let me get one of your best. What the fuck are you guys drinking? Alan Crowley with a new membership. Alan, what the fuck are you drinking tonight, Alan? No, he's not trolling. That's not what you call a troll, man. Christy Wilson with a 199. Vince will never recover from this. No, he will not. Man of 1,005 holds, 28 months. Thank you, man. Hell is frozen over. Thought I was drunk reading your tweet. Vince, you're fired. Let's go. LA Knight as my Rumble pick. Yeah. I don't think LA Knight's in the Rumble. I don't think LA Knight is in the Rumble. I don't think any of those men are in the Rumble. Cake. $5 super chat. I'm not celebrating just yet. VKM wants a parachute by putting in his resignation. And to that I say, fuck him. Cake, I think he's done, bro. He's done. Seeker with a new membership. Seeker, what the fuck are you drinking, Seeker? Nick Williams with a $5 super chat. Goodbye, Vince. Get the drinks. He's gone. Phantom, thank you for your generosity, brother. 100 in super chat from Phantom67. Nicholas with a new membership. Nicholas. What the fuck are you drinking tonight, man? Sasha Banks is not in the Royal Rumble. Sean Ross Sapp tweeted that a source from WWE basically blew up the spot that she's already signed to AEW. She's not in the Rumble. Get over it. Matthew Urban with a 2. The greatest moment in the history of our sport. Yes. Yes. Nicholas Murray with a 1999. Man, I'm rocking tonight. Hot as fire tonight. Rock out air drumming tomorrow. I get up early and rock the AFC Ravens. I'm rocking Diet Coke tonight. Man, you're rocking out all over the place. Love it. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JD, Vince is gone. Let the party start now, bro. Bro, the party started fucking soon as SmackDown ended, man. We've been partying all night. Said Suka with a $4.99. Why are people with pitchforks trying to come after Triple H? Guy was out almost a year with his heart condition when the allegations took place. I don't know, Suka. Because they need somebody to blame. These Vince apologists are fucking pathetic, man. They're just as disgusting as he is. Blanca Amador with a new membership. Blanca, what are you drinking tonight? Latino Heats with a $100 super chat. Yo, JD, the biggest difference between Vince and Triple H is that Triple H actually cares about WWE and its future. No one deserves a worse retirement than you, Vince. Cheers. Latino Heat, thank you so much for your generosity, brother. Listen, Ricky Trejos in the chat. Bro, you're going to cry yourself to sleep tonight. Why? Because Tony Khan paid her more money. That's why. Cake, $2 super chat. Caught and compromised to a permanent end. Yes. Michael J, $2 super chat. Cheers. Cheers to you, Michael. Lauren with a 2. Bye, Vince. Absolutely bye, Vince. Main event, $2 super chat. Been watching since Hogan era. It finally happens. Absolutely. Vince probably had a dildo named Latino Meat. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Vince Griswold with comment of the night. Can you imagine? Yeah. The guy who's running the company has a drawer full of dildos he named after WWE superstars. Peter Gaymore with a $10 super chat. Bye, Vince. Nobody will miss you. Finally, WWE can rise above the mediocrity that Vince was serving us. Should be a great WrestleMania season. Let's get cooking, Triple H. Imagine Vince with the fucking dildos out, man. Imagine that. Ah, this is what I call earthquake, pal. Here comes typhoon, pal. Fucking ridiculous, man. Kevin H. with a $5 super chat. I'm glad Vince is gone, but under no circumstances should we or anyone celebrate Vince being gone. He's done vile and disturbing things to that woman. We shouldn't celebrate Vince being gone? Bro, you're on an island all to yourself, brother. I'm pouring everybody whatever the fuck they want. Hika with a $2 super chat. Today is a great day. Justice has prevailed. Yes. Thank you, Peter Gaymore, Kevin H., and Hika. John Lamy with a 20. Finally, Vince is gone. Cheers. OTS for life. John, thank you for the 20 super chat, brother. Chris Lord with a $4.99. The bad man is gone. I got me some proper 12. May he rot with redacted. Proper 12, some decent stuff, man. Not my cup of tea, but I don't hate it either. Jason Barker, thank you, brother, for the $100 super chat. Always appreciate your generosity and being a fine member of this OTS family, Jason. Rock Hawk with a 20. JD, have another drink on me. Celebrate the good times. Rock, you got it, brother. You don't have to ask me twice. Thomas Franco, thank you for the $99.99 in super chat, brother. David Thiering with a $50 super chat. A great day deserves a special dono from me. Keep up the great work, JD. David, thank you, man. Vince Griswold, listen, man, keep him coming, man. He's got one named King Dong Bundy, pal. Oh, my goodness. Peter Gaymore with a $5 super chat. A portion of the IWC are now crying because JD was right all along about Vince, and they can't handle JD being right as usual. Bro, I wasn't right about anything, man. I'm just happy that he's gone, and we're going to get the product that we deserve. And justice prevailed over this poor woman. Fucking ridiculous. Alcora Strangely with a 99 cents. Thank you, Alcora. Peter with a 5. A portion of the IWC is, I just read that. Thank you, Peter. Omas! $5 super chat. Bailey has to win the Rumble tomorrow. Would love to see an angle similar to how Batista turned on Evolution and shows Triple H as his Mania opponent. I could see that playing out. I could see that actually happening almost. Thank you. Matt Fugitive with a 5. That intro of yours, that was elegant, beautiful, and said perfectly. I am truly proud to be an OTS VIP. Here's to the new WWE order. OTS for life. Thank you, Matt. You guys are fucking crazy, man. Swear to God. Vince Russo with a $1.99. Ashley Massaro. I bet Vince has more victims, sadly. I'm sure he does. Rest in peace to Ashley Massaro. Disgusting. Michael Bellin with a new membership. Michael, thank you, brother. What are you drinking, Michael? Blurred the Nerd with a $2 super chat. Vince has no chance in hell of coming back. Nope. He's done. Rudy V with 6 months. Great day for the wrestling community. 2024 will be the best year for wrestling. The burden of Vince looming is finally gone once and for all. Yes. Ah, this one's called Balls Mahoney, pal. William Robertson with a $4.99. No message. Basic with a $4.99. Vince has been telling us for years who he was. Promos said it all. You said it, brother. Mason K with a new membership. Mason, thank you, man. What are you drinking? Blurred the Nerve with a 2. I wonder if Brock will even show up anywhere now. No, Brock's done. Lovely with a $1.99. Hey, JD, have you tried cannoli crumble cookie? No. But if you throw a cannoli in my face, you're my best friend. You offer me cannoli, I will say no. I will not say no, I should say. Red Storm Pro with a $2 super chat. Vince's WWE profile has been deleted. Goodbye. Good. Felix Brown with a $5 super chat. Linda McMahon, Rena Mero, Kathy Collis should lawyer up and take half their trash bag husband's shit. I like it. Ah, this one's called CM Junk, pal. Michael Bellin with a $10 super chat. Vince is finally gone. Good riddance along with Kevin Dunn. The two biggest cancers were finally cut out of the WWE. What a disgusting subhuman being. Hashtag OTS. JD just got my new OTS hoodie. Looks great. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that, brother. They do look good. Oh, man. Alex B might have the best one, man. Ah, this one's called Jeff Hard, pal. What a sick fucking human being, man. What a psychopath. Really. Basic with a $1.99. Dwayne is damage control. Yeah. Everything happens for a reason, man. Platinum Matt, thank you, brother, for the 100 in super chat. John 10 with a $2 super chat. Could Vince stuff BY Rock pulled out of WrestleMania 39? Yes, that's an absolute probability. Angel Alaga, thank you for the 100, man. I appreciate you so much. Angel, Platinum Matt, and everybody that's donated $100. And Sith Negan, my boy Daryl, a $500 super chat. Blurred the Nerd with a $2 super chat. SmackDown already sounds better without Kevin. Oh, yeah, listen, I didn't even make mention of that. Holy shit, it sounds like a normal show tonight. Michael Bellin with a 5. Holy shit, 5.3K on a Friday night. JD, you are the GOAT. Hashtag OTS for life. TNT with you and Drew. Best duo on the IWC. TNT, keep killing it, my friends. Thank you, brother. Alan Crowley with a 2. Jedi Joker with a 2. In the words of Seth Rollins, bye-bye, bitch. Oh, man. Yeah, listen, man. Vince Griswold, man, he's got these ones coming. Ah, this one's called Dick Flair, pal. Oh, man. Ah, this one's called Val Penis, pal. God, that man deserves to be fucking buried underneath the fucking jail. Never mind being put in jail. Vinny. Hey, Vinny. How you doing over here? 199. I can't be the only one who feels bad for Stephanie McMahon. Absolutely. Sean Martin with a $20 super chat. The reason why people are asking for Triple H to be fired is because he seems to fit the description of corporate officer number one. Also, Triple H, along with Steph and Nick Khan, led the special committee that investigated this internally. What do you want them to do? Vince owned 80%. He owns 80% of the fucking controlling shares. What do you want them to do? Enough. They're not going to fire their boss. It's humanly impossible. Corey McRae with a $2 super chat. JD, who do you got winning on Sunday? I'm going Ravens and 49ers in the Super Bowl. Gig Worker 1099 with a $2 super chat. What's up, JD? Call up Matt Hardy to delete Vince forever. I think Nick Khan already took care of that, brother. Eddie Walls with a 5. Ha ha ha, he says. Jedi Joke with a 5. Only thing I fear now is not anytime soon, but eventually Vince will be involved with AEW. Might be a long shot, but he'll try to get back at WWE. Thoughts? No. Now, what do you think? Tony Khan is a fucking idiot? Come on now. Jason Barker with a 5. Congrats on 152. I can't trust the dirt sheets sometimes. It's like a wet fart. Thank you, Jason. Hector Rodriguez with a 199. Cheers, mate. Cheers, Hector. Breaking Rad with a 999. Yo, are where I go to hear, you are where I go to hear real opinions on wrestling, brother. And of course, fuck Vince. Thank you, Breaking Rad. I appreciate that, man. Mendelfs Isma with the 20 months. No message. Mendelfs. Thank you very much for coming here, man. Appreciate you very much. How about some Dragon Force? I like Dragon Force, man. Let's. Hey, GG, you got a problem with this? You got a problem with this fucking music too? I love Dragon Force, man. Chris with a 999. One thing I learned since following my boy JD is never doubt this man and his great mind for this great sport of pro wrestling. I'm excited for the Rumble. Cheers, brother. OTS for life. Chris, thank you, Brent. Listen, man, you guys have blown me away with the generosity and your kind comments, man. Appreciate you guys very much. Sean Martin with the 20 months. According to the lawsuit, Grant wasn't interviewed by anyone on the committee, yet the investigation was closed. How is that possible? Not talking to Grant was the catalyst that allowed Vince to return on the board. You guys don't get it. How wasn't it allowed? Vince didn't allow it. The fuck? Why would Vince allow Grant to be interviewed? Don't you find it fishy enough that the fucking investigation was done internally? What do you think was the judge? Mendelfs with a 5. Remember I said Kevin Patrick must have some dirt on management? Coincidence? On a serious note, though, was really happy to see Trick was late to the show. Thank you, Mendelfs. Fanta. $9.99. JD, you are on fire tonight. Fire on all cylinders. Here's some cat food money for Bacardi. Thank you, Fanta. Reggie Smith with a new membership. Reggie, what the fuck are you drinking tonight, man? My boy Daryl, again, brother, thank you so very much for your unbelievable generosity, man. You blow me away every single time you drop a Negan bomb. 500 in Super Chat by Sith Negan. Will Federico with a 199. Thank God no more Vince. Jose Perez with a 999. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Legacy tarnished. My sympathies lie with Steph and her 3 daughters who will have to deal with this dark cloud. WWE will move on and thrive. Thanks for constant updates. OTS for life. Thank you, Jose. Junior Storm with the new membership. Junior, what are we drinking tonight, brother? Everyday Vibes with a $1.99. Vince probably went to Epstein Island. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I'm genuinely surprised nobody on the WWE was on that list. TK Banks with a $2 super chat. Better era, black and gold NXT or the current product? Black and gold is grade A. Nothing's better. Justin Phoenix with a $2 super chat. Vince is gone. Cheers, JD chat. And Adam! You know what? Daryl, I'm going to check that out live on air right now, brother. Daryl's not only a super grade A, head of the table VIP here. Daryl also sends me some absolutely sick and great WWE creative ideas. He just sent me this one, man. Let's listen to this. Let's read this together. I'm in a good mood tonight. Daryl says, I would have Bayley win the Women's Royal Rumble tomorrow night, last eliminating both Becky Lynch and Nia Jax at the same time. Then on SmackDown, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane are all mysteriously attacked backstage and taken to the hospital, leaving Io and Bayley. Bayley and Io go to the ring. Bayley calls out the mysterious attacker to finish the job. Io and Bayley stand back, awaiting the arrival of the attacker. Bayley then attacks and lays out Io Sky. She gets on the microphone and says she's known for months that Damage Control were planning to turn on her, but they waited too long. So she decided to take them out first. She ends the promo by saying she will face Io Sky and win the women's undisputed title at WrestleMania. I like it. In fact, I hope that Bayley does win the Royal Rumble. But the thing with this is, if there was a minor criticism here, Daryl, there may be a risk of Bayley turning or remaining heel in this case. If she's doing the attacking on Damage Control, that would turn Damage Control into baby faces, I think. I don't know. It's a weird one. You want to set it up where Bayley's the baby face and Damage Control are the heels and not have to second guess it. But I like your creativity, man. I always love your creativity, always. Let's get some music in here, man. What else we got here? We got some Mortal Kombat, huh? JB with a new membership. Thank you, brother. Dalvin Porter with a $4.99. What's up, JD? Bayley wins the Rumble. Io celebrates after her match. Bayley attacks Io. That's basically what Daryl said, huh? Ah, this is Clit Stratus, pal. That's a good one. That's a good one. Mr. Unknown with a $4.99. Can we make another bet that if Sasha is in the Rumble, you can't wear the AEW hoodie anymore? No. I'll just go out and buy a new hoodie. AWC Legend with a $4.99. I got Punk winning the Rumble and Bayley winning the Rumble. And as a second pick, Jade Cargill. Also, fuck Vince McMahon, OTS for life. All Wrestling Entertainment with a $4.99. No message. Thank you, brother. Junior Storm with a $9.99. I just became a member of your channel, the very best podcaster in the business, telling the truth always. Thank you, Junior. And welcome. Edward Liu with a $4.99. We may appreciate Vince's achievements in the wrestling world, but in the real world, we just can't downplay the type of person he is. Good riddance. Will Chisholm with a $5 super chat. I got a theory that WWE will bring in Tama Tonga to join AJ to face the OC. I could see that being the case, Will. I like that. I like that a lot. Lord Jake Coyle with a $5 super chat. This is the day we've been waiting for. The whole 9 years I've been following your channel. Ding dong, the witch is fucking dead. Yes. Michael Krause with the $2 Super Chat. I sent that before the show. My bad, JD. No worries, brother. You're all good to go, man. This is Kaka Michinoku, pal. You guys are getting crazy, man. Chris with a $1.99. Just subscribe to your Twitter, brother. Cheers. Thank you, Chris. Ricardo Linnell with a $5 Super Chat. Today is a day for celebration by Vince. Eat shit. Clone Force. Vince, you're fired. Hashtag OTS. Imagine if Okada and Sasha both come out at number 30. No. Versified with a $4.99. Now I'm curious if this will open the door to bury the hatchet with Martha Hart and finally put Owen in the Hall of Fame. Cheers, JD. Keep doing what you do best. It's going to be very interesting to watch, man, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Walt Belove with a $9.99. This will be the greatest year for premium live events. Love your show. JD, how are you? I'm doing pretty well, man. I'm pretty content right now. It's Zabdi with the $2 Super Chat. The Velvedong Dream, he says. Now, we're not gonna use his name in that light because he's also got accusations and allegations against him. So, not really classy there. It's Zabdi. Ricardo Linnell with a $5 Super Chat. As if it wasn't already obvious, the reason why the name Banger Bros was used came from Vince. Yeah. Absolutely. Where do you think that came from? Came directly from Vince McMahon. We're going to name these two the Banger Bros, pal. Man, everything just takes on a different light now that you see what happened after yesterday. Delta 169, 199. Thanks for the hours of entertainment. Bye, Vince. John Cassandro with a new membership. John, thank you so much, brother. Theme parks and things with Johnny, 15 months. Now we just need Vince to give up his 16% ownership of WWE. I don't know anything about that. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Drew will go into that for sure on the preview and prediction stream that him and I are going to do tomorrow afternoon on X. Reggie Smith with 28 months. 28 months. Royal Rumble should be great tomorrow, JD. I will be here live with you all, and it should be a good show. Always kill it, brother. Thank you, Reggie. Junior Storm with a $9.99. We drinking Bacardi Spice Rum. Love you, JD. Keep it real. Thank you, Junior. John Ortolaza with a 2. WWE's true potential will be realized. Much love, JD. Thank you, John and Jedi Joker. Do we see Shawn Spears at number 10? Yes. Absolutely. I think Shawn Spears will be one of the surprises in the Royal Rumble. Guys, you guys absolutely fucking killed it tonight, man. I don't know how to ever thank you guys for the unbelievable stream that we had tonight. You guys killed it. And I'm going to get myself some sleep, and I'm going to get ready for the preview stream tomorrow afternoon and get myself ready for the Royal Rumble, man. I'm ready to break records, and I'm glad to have you guys with me here in the OTS venue. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it if you do. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. I was just notified we hit 152,000 subscribers. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Over 2,100 likes. You guys are great. And go check out all the other great content on the channel. All on the homepage right now. Guys, I will see you all tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night for Royal Rumble Saturday. I'll see you guys tomorrow.